Suddenly, the relationship between my husband and our daughter took a turn for the worst. That was when my husband's infidelity came to light. In the midst of this worst-case scenario, my husband, John, made an unthinkable decision. I won't be attending Emily's graduation ceremony. On the day of our daughter's graduation, my husband took off on a trip with his mistress. I couldn't forgive him. Prioritizing his mistress over our precious daughter? Unbelievable! My name is Lily. I'm 37 years old. My husband and I have been married for 10 years, but our relationship is a bit complicated. We have a daughter, Emily, who is not biologically related to me. Emily is my husband's daughter from his previous marriage. She was only 5 years old when we got married. Before we got married, while I still prioritized work, John proposed an idea. How about you become a stay-at-home mom once we're married? A stay-at-home mom? I travel a lot for work, right? Emily is still young, and so I've been leaving her with my parents, but after we get married, you'll be her mom, so I'd rather not rely on my parents too much. That makes sense. Your parents are getting older. That's why I want you to become a stay-at-home mom and take care of Emily. I see. Okay, I understand. As per his request, I resigned from the company I've been working for. Upon getting married, I became a full-time mother. It's not that I wasn't anxious about becoming a mother. After all, my husband's previous marriage ended because of his ex-wife's infidelity. I was worried about how young Emily would perceive me. However, despite my worries, Emily's friendly nature allowed us to bond quickly. Honey, let's draw together. Really? I love drawing. After we finish drawing, we can go shopping together. Let's go. I want to help you prepare dinner too. Thank you. That makes me very happy. I've been doing my best to build a genuine mother-daughter relationship. The first time she called me mom, tears came out of happiness. Day by day, as I spent time with my daughter, my love for her grew deeper. Blood ties didn't matter. I saw her as my real daughter, and I continued to pour my love on her. Before I knew it, she was 15 years old, already an 8th grader. Perhaps it was the onset of adolescence, but I had started to feel a slight distance between us. Previously, she would always be home by 6 p.m. at the latest and would let me know if she was going to be late, but recently she's not often home until 8 p.m. That day, too, she arrived home past 9 p.m. with no prior communication. Welcome home. You came home late, didn't you? Dinner is ready. I'm back. Is Dad coming home late again today? Seems like another day of working late. Come on, let's go ahead and have dinner. Okay. Just then, Emily murmured, You know. What's wrong? Well, you see. Yes? Never mind. It's nothing. Upon saying this, Emily went quiet. What just happened? She was definitely about to say something, wasn't she? Why did she stop midway? While I was concerned about her attitude, I knew it was a challenging age for her. I decided not to interrogate her, but to wait for her to talk to me voluntarily. Then, one day, when I got back from shopping, I found my husband at home earlier than usual. Furthermore, he was having a heated argument with Emily. I quickly intervened between the two. John, why are you raising your voice so much? Calm down. Lily, what happened? You've never shouted at Emily like this before. My husband awkwardly looked away and muttered, It's nothing. It can't be nothing. Is it about school choices? If so, why don't the three of us discuss it together? I said it's nothing. You're being too persistent. Just leave it. I'm going to take a shower. Wait a second. He quickly left the living room. Feeling the awkward atmosphere, I couldn't help but ask Emily, what happened? Nothing. Nothing? It's nothing. Emily, please talk to me. Something must have happened for it to escalate to a fight, right? Just leave me alone. It's none of your business. Wait. Despite my calls, Emily retreated to her room and didn't come out for dinner. From that day on, Emily's behavior changed dramatically. She spent a lot of time in her room and barely spoke to me or her father. While I knew I had to do something, I didn't know how to approach the situation. As I waited for things to cool down, I decided to have a conversation about it with my husband. It's about Emily. Don't talk to me about her. What? Wait, what are you saying? It's about that fight from the other day, isn't it? I've decided I'll only be involved with her at the bare minimum as a parent. What? Don't be so irresponsible. Emily must be struggling with something. I don't care. She rebelled against me. What's that supposed to mean? Despite my repeated inquiries, he refused to explain why they had argued. Eventually, my husband made a statement that made me question my own ears. I won't attend Emily's graduation ceremony. What? Wait a minute. A middle school graduation ceremony is a once-in-a-lifetime event? I don't care. I've decided not to go, so you go alone. No way. No matter how much I tried to persuade him, he refused to listen. I tried to invite him multiple times after, but he remained adamant about not going, consistently refusing. It's her graduation ceremony, for goodness sake. I don't want to upset Emily. I have to somehow convince him to attend. As I was waiting for the right moment to bring up the conversation again, something happened. While cleaning my husband's room as usual, I found an envelope wedged in a gap in his bookshelf. When I opened the envelope, I found 2 round-trip tickets for a train to Chicago. Why were there 2 of the same tickets? If it were a business trip, he wouldn't need 2, would he? That's when I realized. The departure date printed on the ticket was the same day as Emily's graduation. I had a bad feeling about this. I immediately hired a private investigator to confirm my suspicions. A few days later, my fears were confirmed. It was revealed that my husband had been having an affair behind my back. The investigator laid out a series of photographic pieces of evidence and calmly explained the findings. Well, it appears your husband is indeed having an affair. The other woman seems to be a junior colleague from his company. I see. I never noticed because he's been working late and traveling a lot for work. I hate to break it to you, but during our investigation period, not once did he work late. Every day he was either at the woman's house or out dining with her. I see. It seems he's planning to take a week's trip to Chicago with this woman. At that moment, both trust and affection for my husband vanished into thin air. I couldn't believe it. Not only was he having an affair while having a family, but he was also planning a trip with his mistress on our daughter's graduation day? I absolutely can't forgive this behavior. When I got home, I started looking for a new place to live so I would be ready to leave at any moment. I also made the decision to return to the job I'd once quit. I'll have the capability to thrive in any situation as long as I have a new place to live and a job. That's when I had a sudden realization. That is, none other than the presence of Emily. To be honest, I think of her as my real daughter and I love her from the bottom of my heart. Even if I were to get a divorce, I want to keep custody of her. But would she choose to stay with me, a non-biological mother? Wouldn't it be best for her to be with her father, who she has been with since she was born? Given the recent infidelity of my husband, I had become pessimistic about everything at this time. I had no confidence that she would choose me. At worst, I had to prepare myself for living alone. Since then, I have decided to cherish the time I had left with my daughter. On my days off, I invited her to go shopping, went to cafes together. Even if I get a divorce and we get separated, I'll make sure to hold on to the memories of these days. I engraved the joyful moments with her into my heart. While eating out together, I decided to casually bring up the topic of her graduation ceremony. Your dad said he can't make it to your graduation ceremony. Oh, really? I'm sorry. He seems to be busy with work, but I promise I'll be there. Okay, I'm fine with just you. I don't need anyone else. As expected, Emily's reaction was rather indifferent. Seeing my own daughter like this, I couldn't help but feel indescribable emotions. Graduation day has arrived. When I woke up in the morning, my husband was already gone. I guess he went on a trip with that mistress. Of course, I attended the graduation ceremony alone. As I watched my daughter receive her diploma, tears welled up in my eyes. She was so small when we first met. I don't want to let her go. My feelings were growing stronger, but I kept telling myself, it's time for me to decide, and forcibly suppressed my emotions. After the graduation ceremony ended smoothly, we returned home. Before my husband comes home, I'll tell Emily everything and leave the house. I had decided that, but when it came to it, I couldn't bring myself to start the conversation. As I hesitated for a moment, my daughter spoke up. Hey, Mom, even if we're not biologically related, you're still my mom, right? What? Despite being taken aback by her words, I confidently responded, What are you saying? Of course I am. I'm always going to be your mom. Yeah, I thought so. I'm glad to hear that. The moment I saw her smiling warmly, my heart instantly felt lighter. Now's the time. With that thought, I made up my mind and decided to open up and share everything. Emily, I'm thinking of divorcing your father. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. What? I was surprised at how easily she accepted the idea of divorce. Are you okay with it? The divorce, I mean? It's okay. You found out about his affair, didn't you? Wait, did you? Yeah, Dad's having an affair. How did you? I happened to witness his affair that day. When I confronted him, we ended up in a big fight. That day she was referring to was the day that they had that loud argument some time ago. She had coincidentally spotted her father and his mistress in public and confronted him, which ended up turning into a heated argument. My eyes started to burn, and my vision became blurry. Was she carrying this burden all by herself this entire time? The thought made my chest tighten with unease. Holding back my tears, I looked Emily straight in the eye. You can choose who you want to be with. It's your decision. What are you talking about? I am definitely going with you. Are you sure? Of course. I don't need a dad who cheats when he has a family at home. He's not worth being around. Emily, you're my only family. I tightly embraced her. That's how it was decided that I would take her in. Our actions following this were quick. We somehow managed to complete the move before my husband returned from his trip, carrying our belongings into the new house we'd already contracted. Since I had everything planned ahead, the process ended up being quicker than I expected. 1 week later. Seemingly noticing the divorce papers on the desk, my husband called. Hey, Lily, what the hell is this about these divorce papers? They mean exactly what you think. Let's get a divorce. Are you still mad about me missing the graduation ceremony? It was because of work. I had no other choice. I was utterly disgusted with my husband, who even now was still trying to play dumb. Work. Right. What's that supposed to mean? I'm always busy with my business trips. By the way, did you attend the graduation ceremony as planned? Yes. Next, it's time for me and Emily to graduate from you. Huh? What are you? Did you have fun? Your trip with your junior colleague? Mary, was it? What are you talking about? Then explain what this is about. Upon sending the evidence photos from the detective via iMessage, my husband became visibly shaken and struggled to find his words. Why would you secretly take photos like this? Are you a stalker? That's disgusting. Getting involved with women at work is far more disgusting. What? It's your fault for being unattractive as a woman. What? You're trying to say it's my fault? You've been lazing around all day doing nothing. Is your only accomplishment hiring a detective to gather evidence behind my back? Where am I supposed to find desire for a woman like that? Wasn't it you who asked me to be a stay-at-home mom when we got married? I didn't expect you to become such an ugly pig. It's my one miscalculation. Ugh, what a mistake. I vented my rage at him without holding back. By the way, make sure to submit those divorce papers, all right? Oh, and I'll be properly claiming alimony as well as child support, so be prepared for that. Wait a minute. Emily is my child. Are you planning to take her without my permission? Yes. Emily made her own decision. She wants to be with me, not you. No way. I'm the one who shares blood with Emily. There's no way she'd choose a stranger like you. The moment I heard those words, my patience snapped. Huh? Who's talking? Who decided to go on a trip with a mistress instead of attending his dear daughter's graduation ceremony? You should be embarrassed. You. How dare you go that far? Being married to someone like you is nothing but a dark chapter of my life. Our marriage is over. Emily and I are going to live together, never show up in front of us again. My daughter gently rubs my back, giving me strength after my impassioned outburst. She then snatches the phone to speak her piece to her father. Hello, Dad? Emily, what the hell are you? From now on, I'll live with Mom. Don't bother us again. You? Who do you think you're talking to? I'm your only biological family, you know. Then she coldly retorts, Family? You betrayed me and Mom, and you call that family? Don't make me laugh. Blood ties mean nothing. I have decided to believe in my mom, who truly loves me. You're the lowest of the low. Having affairs while being married? Disgusting. You're no longer a father in my eyes. With that, she hung up the phone. With a deep sigh of relief, she stretched her body wide and beamed with a smile of pure joy. Seeing her like this somehow lightened my heart, too. With sufficient evidence of his infidelity, I was able to quickly divorce him. Emily strongly wished for me to have her custody, and so I did. Through a lawyer, I demanded compensation from his mistress and also made sure he paid alimony in addition to that. Chan's mistress was outraged at being sued and immediately broke up with him. Moreover, as she spread the story of their breakup at work, his reputation plummeted. News of his affair and abandonment by his daughter quickly spread throughout the company. Apparently, John got dumped by his wife for having an affair with a junior colleague. LOL. Didn't he have a daughter? Man, that's really low. To be abandoned by your own daughter? That's a major oof. LOL. When the company investigated the rumors, his misdeeds came to light one after another. He had been taking his mistress on business trips and inflating his expense claims. He was promptly fired and ordered to pay back all the fraudulent travel expenses. Having lost everything, he moved into a cheap apartment and is apparently living a difficult life. There's nobody to lend him a hand, and he'll probably remain lonely and impoverished in the future as well. In contrast to my ex-husband, I am living a remarkably prosperous life. I was able to return to my old job, and my time with my daughter has been fulfilling. On our days off, we go out together and cook meals, enjoying a genuine parent-child bond every day. Hey, Mom, what about having mac and cheese for dinner today? Sounds good. How about we cook together? We'll need to go shopping, too. Oh, and let's stop by the new cafe that just opened up. All right, let's get ready then. I no longer have any worries. I intend to continue walking hand in hand with the daughter who chose